evening, everybody. My name is Resham Sethi, and I will be speaking about the $150 billion industry that's built through sexual exploitation of children, young girls, women, transgenders. And I will be talking about how education and self-love can actually prevent sex slavery. Before that, I'd like to ask everybody one question. Has there been any time in your life where you have felt really privileged and helpless at the same time? Nobody? It's a very scary feeling, when you know that yes, you are privileged, but then you face a certain situation and you're helpless and you cannot do anything about that. So 6 years back, I was interning with an NGO and we worked towards health-related aspects of commercial sex workers in India, in the city called Pune. It's in the southwestern part of India. So my key responsibilities were to cater to the health problems of the commercial sex workers and their children. And there is a very particular case that I remember vividly. It was about a 2-year-old boy who had a hole in his heart. The mother was a sex worker. Now, I used to take both of them regularly to the hospital for checkups. And there was a time when the operation date was finalized and I took both of them. So while the operation was on, I thought that I should sit with her and just be with her. And honestly, I was really curious because I was just 20 and the field was very new to me. It was the first time I used to go in a red light area where I can see brothels all around me, where people are looking at me as if I am one of them, but I'm not. It's a very scary feeling, and I wanted to know why she is in this business. What brings her here? Is she out of choice? Is she forced into it? What is it? So I started a conversation with her, and I asked her that, why are you here? What brings you here? She looked at me with really vulnerable, sad eyes, and she said that, I'm not here by choice. I was forced into this. So I asked her, so how did you come over here? And she said that she was lured, enticed by her neighbor because she belonged to a very poor family from Kolkata. Kolkata is a place that belongs in the northeastern part of India. So her neighbor enticed her, kidnapped her, put her on a truck, transported her by road from Kolkata to Mumbai, which is in the southwestern part, and then to Pune, into the red light area, and sold her to a brothel there. So I was numb. I didn't know what to respond to this. So I was quiet. And then I realized that she just wanted to speak. She wanted someone to just hear her out, because that's something that she doesn't get. So I was just listening to her and she said, you know something? During this while, she was trafficked at the age of 15. I met her 6 years back. And she told me, all the while, during the transportation, she was raped by different men while she was in the truck, while the truck was moving, till she reached Kamatipuram, which is the largest red light area in India, and then even there she was sexually exploited. And she said that, I'm just not sexually exploited, I'm also emotionally and mentally exploited. It's not just about raping me sexually, it's much more than that. So I asked her that, okay, so did you try to escape? She said, of course I tried to escape, but you know how powerful and how interlinked all these people are. Whenever I've tried to escape, there has been someone or the other who has always got me back. And so I finally decided that I am going to take up sex work because I don't have a choice but to do sex work. So I said, and the baby? So she's like, because I tried escaping, it did not work out, so I got married to my pimp. So, and we have a baby together. So I said, okay, so you have less sex work then. She's like, no, he gets me clients. That's how we earn the money. He takes care of the baby while I'm sleeping with the clients. And that's my life now. But you know something? I don't want my child to be in this business. I want to educate him and I want to send him far away where he sees nothing like this in his life. He doesn't know what I have gone through. He shouldn't even be around this place. After the operation was successfully done, I took both of them back to the NGO and she went her way. I carried her with my life and I never met her again. I don't know where she is. And that incident deeply impacted me where I felt I'm so privileged, but I couldn't go to the police because police are involved. I couldn't go to the politicians because politicians are involved. There's a lot of money involved in this business. And I was alone. I couldn't do anything. And I did not have even a solution back then. But today I do. I decided that I would work on this issue and fight sex slavery in India and globally together. So I started studying and researching a bit about this. $8.4 billion is the revenue generated every year in India only through prostitution. Only through prostitution. It houses the second largest sex slaves of 3 million girls, out of which 1.2 million are under the age of 18. And I'll tell you why. The average age of girls being sold in the sex trade is from 9 to 12 years. You know why? It's because a virgin girl can be sold up to $1,000, but a non-virgin can only earn $1 to $16 a day. And that's why young girls, young children are being sold and being brought into this. Out of the girls who are being trafficked, 70% are illiterate, uneducated, vulnerable, and who belong to an extremely lower strata of the Indian society, where the families are not even earning more than $2 a day. So you see vulnerability, being illiterate, unaware of what is happening, and poverty, a lethal combination. But in India, we are forgetting one more thing, which is the patriarchal system. And patriarchy plays a major role in pushing these girls into sex trafficking, and I'll tell you how. Dowry system and female feticides are two major practices that has been considered as customs and traditions, and it has been followed in India even today, even though it has been abolished by law. In the dowry system, when a girl is getting married, the girl's family has to take a lot of money, gold, jewelry, cars, and give it to the groom's family so that the groom gets married to their daughter. So she's considered as an economic burden in this. In female feticides, the typical stereotypical mindset of having a son preference, where I'm not kidding, but 1 million girls are missing in India because of female feticide only. And that has increased the gap in the sex ratio, which has caused bride selling as one of the ways of sex trafficking. Now, because girls are considered to be an economic burden, she is not sent to school. Who will take care of the kids? Who will do the household chores? Who will do the other domestic work? And there is no return on investment anyways, because she has to get married. In fact, the family has to give the dowry, so what's the use of even educating a girl? So what happens with this is, first of all, they are poor. This makes her vulnerable, economically dependent. She is unwanted and unloved, so her self-esteem is so low, her morale is so low. She doesn't know her own worth. She doesn't love herself. And there's no confidence at all. Now imagine girls sitting over here, or even me, even if we are illiterate or educated, there have been times in our lives where we are vulnerable. There have been times where we are at our lows and our self-esteem is low. We feel nobody likes us, nobody loves us. Maybe we've seen domestic violence at our house. Maybe husbands are having extramarital affairs and you feel that you are not loved. And in this situation, if a man comes into your life and shows you a world where you are being treated as a princess and you are being loved, wouldn't you fall for that? No. It's natural. So imagine those girls being enticed and lured by men who are disguised but are traffickers, and provide them with and show them a world where they would get married to them without dowry, they would provide them better educational opportunities outside, better employment outside. It's very natural for these girls to get enticed and fall into these traps. And what these traffickers then do is, they either get married to the girl, or they kidnap the girl, they entice them, and they sell them off to brothels, like what happened to the girl I met. They either sell them off to brothels, massage parlors, strip clubs, bar dancers. And that's how sex trafficking has been happening. So how do we address this? Rescuing these girls who've already been trafficked is extremely tough. It's not easy. You need a lot of power and money and a lot of good people around you to do that. But what I believe is, instead of going in for a curative approach, why don't we do a preventive approach where we would use education, gender-based education, and self-love as two powerful tools to build a preventive level where the girls are protected and protect themselves from falling into the clutches of these traffickers. So what I believe is, what we could do in India to begin with, we could have gender-based education where we can teach these girls and provide a conducive environment where they can build their own capacities, where they know and understand that they are not subordinate to men. So where we provide a conducive environment, where we are building their self-worth, their self-esteem, their confidence, and the girls understand what their worth is, they can become whoever they want to, whatever they want to. If they need to understand that marriage is not a goal that needs to be achieved. It's important that the girls understand that they need to be socially, mentally, financially independent so that they do not allow anybody to use their vulnerabilities in any way to exploit them. And alongside this, what I feel is important is we start generating awareness about sex slavery and sex trafficking from the primary level. Why? Is because children should know what is happening outside. While the girls understand what the patriarchal system is, they should also know the other side of trafficking and how they are being enticed. Till we don't make them aware of these issues, how will they understand and protect themselves? Because it's very difficult to stop demand of sex. So what we are trying to do is reduce the supply by making the girls really confident about themselves. And that's why I feel self-love, and gender-based education can prevent them. Now I have two takeaways from my message. The first one is for everybody. Start generating awareness from home, from your children. Make them aware of what is happening. Make a conducive environment at home where they can come and speak to you about, where they are open to talking to you about things. It is important that you listen to them, and it is important that you tell them what is happening outside. And second is to all the superwomen over here. Educate yourself, love yourself, become fearless, become powerful, not just to be survivors, but to be warriors in all aspects of life. And that's how I feel. Through education and self-love, we can win the war against sex slavery, and we will win. Have faith and raise awareness. Thank you.